There are moments when you feel like you're running on empty. You're broke and tired, and it seems no one's there to help or even understand your load. It's just you standing in the middle of a storm trying to push forward with every ounce of strength you have left. That's when you're faced with the choice, give up and let the weight crush you, or dig deep and keep moving, even when every step feels impossible. This journey isn't waiting for perfect conditions or the right support. It's about showing up for yourself, especially when no one else is there. It's about finding strength in the struggle, pushing forward not because you have to, but because you know there's more in you. This is where real growth happens, when you decide that no matter how hard it gets, you're going to keep going, even if that means doing it alone, broken, tired. Understand this: if you want something worthwhile, there's no escaping the grind. Everyone sees the success stories and the overnight wins, but nobody talks about the hours behind closed doors, the blood, sweat, and tears. The grind is where the growth happens, where resilience is built. It's easy to admire someone's success, but would you still want it if you had to endure their struggles? That's what the grind is all about, embracing the uphill battle. Being broke and exhausted. That's just a part of the journey. If success were easy, everyone would have it. So when you feel the weight of being broke, tired, or even lonely, recognize that it's just a part of the price of greatness. Nobody ever achieves something meaningful by coasting through life on easy mode. The grind is what sets you apart from those who quit early, and it's what makes the reward worth it when you finally get there. Most people shy away from discomfort, but real achievers embrace it. You got to get comfortable being uncomfortable. When you're broken, tired, that's the exact moment you should be pushing harder. If you can show up when things aren't ideal, you're already ahead of half the people who quit at the first sign of difficulty. The grind isn't punishment, it's preparation. It's toughening you up so you're ready for whatever life throws at you later on. The grind teaches you discipline and accountability. It's about showing up for yourself even when nobody else does, and that consistency builds your character in ways money can't buy. When you go through hardships alone, you come out stronger, smarter, and more self-reliant. The grind shapes you to stand firm when others would crumble. That's why the grind matters. It's molding you into the kind of person who can handle success without falling apart under pressure. The grind helps you appreciate every small win. When you're used to working hard without immediate rewards, you start valuing the journey itself. You realize that every step and every sacrifice is an investment in yourself. You may be broke and tired, but you're rich in experience, patience, and grit. And that's something no one can take away from you. Let's get one thing clear. Wealth isn't just about money. You can be broke financially, but wealthy. And that's something priceless. Every time you push forward, despite feeling exhausted, you're adding to that wealth of resilience. You're not just building for the bank, you're building the kind of mindset that can withstand any storm. Because when the money's gone, what will keep you standing is that inner wealth, that mental toughness that says, I can handle this. Think of grit as your inner strength, your unbreakable core. Every challenge, every setback, it's like lifting weights for your soul. The more you endure, the stronger you get. When you're broke, tired, and alone, you have to dig deeper than ever before. This is where grit is born. It's in these moments that you discover what you're truly capable of, and that you realize you're tougher than any circumstance. Building grit means you're learning to trust yourself, to believe in your strength. You're learning to rely on yourself even when the odds are stacked against you. This is about turning those I can't moments into I did victories. When you're rich in grit, you can face anything because you know you've been through the worst and still come out on the other side. That's worth more than any paycheck. Money can be taken away, but grit can't. Grit is what makes you unshakable. When others fold under pressure, you'll be standing tall because you've been through this before. Grit doesn't make life easier, but it makes you stronger. And once you have that inner strength, there's nothing and nobody that can stop you. You're in the process of building an unbreakable foundation, one that will carry you through any storm. And remember, grit is a gift to yourself that pays dividends for life. Once you have it, you'll see obstacles as opportunities. You'll understand that being broke isn't the end, it's just part of the process. That tired feeling. It's just a reminder that you're in the ring, that you're fighting for something real. And with grit on your side, you can go the distance. We all face struggles, but how you handle them is what sets you apart. You can let struggles crush you, or you can let them be the very fuel that drives you forward. When you're broken, tired, when you're feeling like you're at your lowest, that's when you dig deep and find that extra bit of strength. These struggles aren't here to defeat you, they're here to build you. Each one is a stepping stone, a lesson that you'll carry with you. Struggles are like weights for the mind. The more you lift them, the stronger you become. Think about it. When you overcome a struggle, it doesn't disappear, it becomes a part of you, a source of strength you can lean on in the future. When you're in a tough spot, remind yourself that each hardship you endure is making you more resilient. That's the power of struggle. It's not a setback, it's a setup for a comeback. People often avoid struggles, but that's the difference between those who succeed and those who don't. Real success stories are born in the struggle. When you embrace the tough times, you're no longer running from hardship, you're running through it. You're letting each challenge build you up, prepare you and refine you. There's power in that, knowing that nothing you face is wasted. And there's something else, struggles make you relatable. They give you empathy, wisdom, and a depth of understanding that people respect. When you've been through the trenches, people recognize that strength in you. You become a source of inspiration to others who are going through similar things. Your struggles allow you to connect with people on a real level, and that's an invaluable strength. When you're broke and tired, remember that your struggles are shaping you into someone extraordinary. This journey isn't just about success, it's about transformation. Each struggle adds to your story, your character, and your strength. These moments of pain and exhaustion are your teachers molding you into a force to be reckoned with. Embrace that and use it to fuel your path forward. Stop looking for validation from others. You don't need anyone's approval to go after what you want. Often people wait for someone to permit them, but the truth is that you already have everything you need inside of you. The only thing that matters is your drive, your hunger to make it happen. If you're waiting for someone else's blessing, you'll be waiting forever. Start permitting yourself. The minute you decide to trust yourself, to believe in your vision, you'll see doors open. But if you're constantly waiting for others to validate your dreams, you'll never make it. People won't always see your vision. They don't have to. That's why it's your vision, not theirs. So don't let their doubts or lack of support hold you back. All you need is your permission and the drive to go after it. Think about the grace. They didn't wait for someone else to give them the green light. They went after what they wanted with full force, even when nobody else believed in them. They had the drive to push forward even when things were tough, even when they were broken, tired. They knew that as long as they had the will to keep going, they didn't need anyone else's approval. And that's exactly what you need to remember. This journey isn't about pleasing others. It's about fulfilling your purpose. If you know deep down that what you're working for is right, then go for it. Even if you're doing it alone, broke and exhausted, your drive will keep you moving. That's what separates those who make it from those who don't. It's the willingness to trust yourself and keep going, even when the odds are against you. The only person who can stop you is you. Once you realize that, once you stop seeking approval, you'll find a new level of freedom. You'll be unstoppable because you're driven by something greater than validation. You're driven by purpose. Let that drive be the fire that keeps you going. Time doesn't wait for anyone. Whether you decide to take action or sit back and wait, the hours, days, and years will pass just the same. Every second is moving forward, whether you're making progress or not. You have a choice to make the time you have count or to let it slip by. When you're tired, broken, feeling lost, remember that time is still ticking. The difference between where you are now and where you want to be lies in how you spend each moment. Think about this. If you put in the effort every day, even in small ways, imagine where you'll be in a year. It's tempting to wait until everything feels perfect before starting, but time doesn't wait for perfection. Start now with whatever you have, because every moment you waste is a moment you can't get back. Even if you're exhausted, even if progress feels slow, that time will pass anyway. Use it wisely and you'll thank yourself down the road. Success isn't always about grand leaps. It's often the result of consistent, small steps taken over time. If you keep moving forward, even a little bit each day, you'll eventually reach your destination. The days may feel long, especially when you're working alone, but in the grand scheme, they're adding up to something big. Don't let the daily grind make you lose sight of the bigger picture. You're building something that takes time. That's okay. Sometimes people get discouraged because they don't see immediate results. They think if they're still tired and broke, they're doing something wrong. But remember, real growth takes time. You might not see the fruits of your labor right away, but that doesn't mean it's not working. Keep at it and trust that all the effort you're putting in will pay off. Time will prove that your hard work wasn't in vain. So don't waste a single moment. Push through even on the days when you don't feel like it. Time is going to pass whether you work hard or not, so choose to make each day count. Every minute you spend working toward your dream is a minute invested in your future. Stay focused on that and let time be the silent witness to your journey, knowing that with every tick of the clock, you're moving closer to your goals. Sometimes the dream feels so far off like it's impossible to reach. But that's exactly why it's your dream, your vision. No one else can see it as clearly as you can. When you're feeling broken, tired, it's easy to doubt yourself, but that's when you need to own your vision the most. It's up to you to believe in it, even when it feels distant. Hold on to it tightly, because if you don't, no one else will. Your vision is what keeps you moving forward, even when the path is unclear. When everyone around you can't see what you're working toward, that's when you dig in and own it. It may be far off, but each step you take, no matter how small, brings it closer. Don't let the struggles cloud your view. Own your vision with every ounce of energy you have, because that's what will carry you through the tough times. People may question your goals or doubt your path. They might not understand why you're working so hard for something they can't see. But that's okay. This journey isn't about proving anything to anyone else. It's about staying true to what you see for yourself. When you own your vision, no one can shake your faith in it. It becomes a part of you, something you're willing to protect and fight for. There will be days when the vision feels too big, too far away, and that's normal. That's when you remind yourself why you started. Your vision is the anchor that keeps you grounded, the light that guides you through the darkest days. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But it's not meant to be easy. It's meant to test you, to see how much you're willing to give, and that's why it's worth it. No matter how tired you are, no matter how broke you feel, never let go of that vision. Keep it close, nurture it, and let it grow. The more you believe in it, the more it becomes a reality. It may take time, it may require sacrifice, but it's yours. Own it, even when it feels out of reach, because every step you take brings it closer to being real. Failure is a part of the process, not a definition of who you are. Too often people let failure define them, but in reality, it's just a step along the way. When you're working hard and things don't go as planned, it's easy to feel like you're failing. But remember, each failure is just a lesson, not a label. It's teaching you something valuable, something you need for the next stage of your journey. When you fail, take a step back and look at what happened. What did you learn? What can you do differently next time? Failure is one of the best teachers and it's free. It doesn't feel good at the moment, but that discomfort is part of growth. If you avoid failure, you avoid growth. Embrace each setback as an opportunity to learn, refine your approach, and get better. Every successful person has failed more times than they can count. The difference is they didn't let those failures stop them. They saw them as stepping stones, as lessons. Each time you fail, you're getting closer to success. Each lesson learned is a tool you can use to build the future you want. Failure isn't the end. It's a new beginning, a chance to try again, smarter and stronger. If you let failure define you, you're letting go of your potential. Don't carry failure as a burden. Carry it as a badge of honor. It means you tried, you took risks, and you dared to do something different. Let those experiences shape you, but don't let them hold you back. Failure is only permanent if you let it be. Keep moving forward, learning, and growing. Remember, failure isn't a label, it's a lesson. It's not a sign that you're on the wrong path. It's a sign that you're on the path of growth. When you look back, you'll see that each failure was a building block, a crucial part of your journey. So embrace it, learn from it, and let it push you forward. Consistency is what separates the dreamers from the achievers. It's easy to stay consistent when things are going well, but true strength shows up when it's hard. When you're broke, tired, and barely holding on, that's when you have to dig deep and keep going. Staying consistent in the face of adversity builds resilience. It's a test of how much you truly want what you're working toward. Showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, is what creates real progress. Consistency is powerful because it compounds over time. Even if you're making small moves, they add up. When you look back, you'll see that each day you showed up, you got a little closer to your goal. It may not feel like much now, but consistency will pay off in the long run. People think consistency means perfection, but that's not true. Consistency means showing up, putting in the effort, and doing your best, even if it's not perfect. Don't worry about doing everything perfectly. Worry about doing it every day. Those little actions build habits, and those habits build success. Keep pushing through, even on the hardest days. When others give up, that's when you keep going. It's easy to be consistent when you're motivated, but the real test comes when motivation fades. That's where discipline steps in. Discipline will keep you moving forward, even when your energy is low. Each time you push through, you're strengthening your commitment to yourself and your goals. Staying consistent when it's tough is what creates a solid foundation for your future success. It builds trust in yourself because you know that no matter what, you won't quit. That kind of reliability is rare, and it's what will set you apart. Keep showing up, keep putting in the work, and let consistency pave the way. When no one else believes in you, you have to believe in yourself. There will be times when people doubt you, when they don't understand your dreams, and when they don't support your vision. But that's okay because you have everything you need within you. Be your own biggest fan. Cheer for yourself when no one else does because you're the one who knows how far you've come and how much it means. If you don't believe in yourself, no one else will. People can sense self-doubt, and if you're not confident in your journey, why would anyone else be? Stand up for yourself, believe in your abilities, and trust your journey. Every time you cheer yourself on, you're building a strong foundation of self-worth. It's a reminder that you're capable and deserving of your dreams, regardless of others' opinions. Being your fan isn't about arrogance. It's about self-respect. It's about recognizing your hard work and giving yourself credit where it's due. Nobody knows the sacrifices you made, the hours you've put in, or the challenges you faced better than you do. So celebrate yourself even for the small wins. Every victory, no matter how small, is a step forward. You don't need a crowd to validate your worth. If you rely on others for validation, you're giving them control over your happiness and self-esteem. Take back that power by becoming your source of encouragement. When you can uplift yourself, no amount of external doubt can bring you down. Be proud of where you are and be proud of where you're going. Being your own biggest fan is about taking ownership of your journey. You're in this for yourself, so don't wait for others to recognize your worth. Recognize it for yourself. Give yourself the support and encouragement you deserve, and let that inner strength guide you through the tough times. There are going to be times when you feel like you have nothing left to give, times when every step feels heavier than the last. When you're running on empty, it's tempting to just throw in the towel and walk away. But those moments, the ones where you feel you've reached your limit, are often the moments right before a breakthrough. Keep going. Push yourself a little further, even if it's just one more step, because you never know how close you might be to the next level. Running on empty teaches you about your resilience. It's in these moments that you learn the most about yourself, that you discover strengths you didn't even know you had. When you're exhausted, broken, struggling, you're building endurance that will carry you through any future challenge. This journey is shaping you into someone who won't quit and who knows how to persevere no matter the odds. That strength is priceless. It's easy to keep going when you're full of energy and things are going well. But true growth happens when you keep going despite the struggle. Every time you push through, you're building a reserve of mental toughness that will serve you for the rest of your life. When things get hard again in the future, you'll be able to look back and remember that you made it through before. And you'll know you can do it again. Even if it feels like you're barely making progress, each step forward counts. It may not look like much, but that persistence is adding up. You're proving to yourself that you don't need ideal circumstances to keep moving. You just need the will. And when you do reach your goal, you'll be able to look back on these tough moments with pride, knowing that you didn't give up, even when things got rough. Remember that running on empty isn't a permanent state. It's just a phase. The exhaustion, the struggle, it's all temporary. But the strength and resilience you're building right now, that's something that will last a lifetime. So keep going. Keep moving, even if it feels like you're barely hanging on. One day you'll look back and realize that these were the moments that defined you. Perfection is the enemy of progress. If you're waiting for the perfect conditions to start, you'll be waiting forever. Life isn't going to hand you ideal circumstances on a silver platter. You have to work with what you have and where you are and make the best of it. If you're broke, tired, and struggling, that doesn't mean you can't start. Start where you are. And let each step take you closer to where you want to be. Perfect conditions are a myth, an excuse to keep us from taking action. You might think you'll start once you have more money, more support, or more time, but life doesn't work that way. Real growth happens when you stop waiting and start doing. Even in imperfect conditions, you can make progress. Every little step counts, and every little win brings you closer to your goals. Starting when things aren't perfect builds your resilience. It teaches you to adapt, to make do with what you have. When you can work through imperfect conditions, you'll be unstoppable when things do improve. You'll have the skills, the grit, and the determination to keep pushing forward no matter what. Those are qualities that perfect ambitions can't teach you. The truth is, there's no right time to begin. The only time is now. Every day you wait, you're losing valuable time that you could be using to move forward. Don't let the idea of perfection paralyze you. The world is full of people who never started because they were waiting for the perfect moment. Don't be one of them. Take action today and let progress, not perfection, be your guide. Once you start, you'll find that the conditions don't matter as much as you thought they did. You'll find ways to make things work, to adapt, and to keep moving. When you look back, you won't regret starting in less than perfect conditions. You'll be grateful you started at all. So don't wait for everything to fall into place. Just take the first step and let the journey unfold. When the going gets tough, it's easy to forget why you began in the first place. But remembering your why can be the fuel you need to keep going. Think back to that initial spark, the reason you decided to pursue this path. There was something that drove you, something that made you believe this journey was worth it. Hold on to that, especially when things get rough. That purpose, that vision is what will keep you moving forward when everything else feels like it's falling apart. Your why is bigger than any obstacle. It's the reason you started, and it's the reason you're still here, pushing forward despite the challenges. When you're broken, tired, your why is what reminds you that this journey is meaningful. It's more than just a goal. It's a calling, something you're willing to fight for. Let that purpose drive you, and let it be the foundation that keeps you steady. Every great achievement has a powerful why behind it. Think about all the people who have made a difference. They didn't do it because it was easy. They did it because they believed in something bigger than themselves. Your why is that something. It's the fuel that keeps your fire burning, the anchor that keeps you grounded. When you're feeling low, remind yourself of why you started and let that ignite your passion all over again. When challenges arise, your why gives you the strength to push through. It's easy to get lost in the day-to-day grind, but your why helps you see the bigger picture. It reminds you that the journey is worth it and that each step forward is bringing you closer to something meaningful. Hold on to that, especially during the toughest moments, and you'll find that nothing can stop you. Your why isn't just for you. It's for everyone who will benefit from your journey. It's for those who will be inspired by your story, who will look to you as proof that it's possible to achieve great things even when the odds are against you. So keep going. Remember why you started, and let that purpose guide you through every challenge, every setback, and every victory. Look, life isn't going to wait for you to be ready. It's not going to give you perfect circumstances or pause because you're feeling tired and stretched thin. But that's exactly where greatness is born. It's in those moments when you feel alone, when you're broke, and when you're running on empty that you find out who you are. Every single struggle, every hardship, every time you wanted to quit but didn't, that's the fuel that's going to get you there. Remember, you're not out here looking for easy. Easy doesn't build strength, and easy doesn't change your life. You're here to push through, to dig deep, and to keep going when others will walk away. That's where you separate yourself. You've got a vision, a purpose that no one else can see but you. And if you're willing to go it alone, if you're willing to keep moving forward no matter how tired you feel, then there's nothing that can stop you from reaching that vision. And here's the truth. Nobody owes you understanding or approval. They don't have to see what you see, and they don't need to believe in you. That's your job. You are your own biggest fan, your own best motivator, and your own greatest strength. So stand up, stay consistent, and let each step forward be a testament to the power you hold. Even if no one's cheering you on, cheer for yourself. This is your journey, and you're in control of it. So don't wait for a perfect time. Don't wait for the ideal circumstances. Start where you are, use what you have, and keep going. The world may not know what you're building, but you do. And one day when you look back, you'll see that all the struggle, all the perseverance, all the nights spent grinding alone, it was all worth it. You'll stand tall knowing you made it, that you kept going when no one else believed in you, and that you earned every bit of success that came your way. You got this. Keep pushing, keep going, and know that the journey you're on right now is building you into the person you were always meant to be.